Here we go. We are live from North Carolina and Hamilton, Ontario, where it is dark. And it was actually not bad considering it's a winter day here in Ontario. How about the North Carolina?
It's not too bad here. It's like 38.
All right.
I don't know what that is in Celsius, Jeff. I'm really not that smart.
4.
4. Okay.
4 degrees. Right. Yeah, that is right. It is 10 p.m. on January 21st, and it is episode number 48 because we missed one at New Year's, and the first show aired in February, so the math tracks. For Coffee Talk with Ryzak and Jeff, jumping in first is Crow Resin. Rolling in with the pink hand waving from the back is the Bruce Campbell. NFL divisional weekend is done. Just want to say I'm not an expert, but those were some good games. I think I picked most of the winners, but not all. And we are down to 4 teams.
You just had a really exciting last game. You were jumping up and down while we were talking.
I was in the pregame, in the pre-show. That is right. Yeah. So next Sunday we are going to have the Kansas City Chiefs going into the Baltimore Ravens, and we will have the Detroit Lions heading to San Francisco. And I'm going to say it right now. I'm going Ravens and Detroit. That's my Sunday night. That may change during the week when I actually go to film it, but we'll see.
That would be cool. I'd be down for that. I would love to see the Lions go. I'm excited for that franchise.
You know, Crow, it's funny that you say that. It's funny that you say that, Crow, because
it's a fortune teller.
You know, there may be that may be foreshadowing. You may be foreshadowing. Were you in our meeting? Holy crap, Hola.
Possibly. Yeah. He's everywhere.
You were away on the weekend.
I was.
You're in one piece?
I am still. I took the family and we went up to Virginia. A nice little mountainside resort called Winter Green. It was our first time there. It was pretty cool, and we went snowboarding. So it was a long weekend. Just 4 teenagers and space in the car and all that stuff. But it worked out well. So it was 2 degrees while we were there last
Fahrenheit.
night. 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Yeah, last night while we were. I think I took some trash out or something. They said it felt like it was -11. So
were you in bare feet?
I was not, Jeff. I was very well bundled up. Layers. Jeff, it's only 38 here right now. You know, like I'm not used to that stuff.
That is shorts and t-shirt weather.
That is your life. I know.
That is shorts. Is that a Stanley Cup? Do you have a Stanley Cup? Are you one of those Stanley Cup influencers? It's a Yeti. That's a Yeti. I don't care. Thought you'd be making videos of it. If it was a Stanley, you'd be making TikToks about it.
So my wife and my daughter and my son have Stanleys, but I do not.
That makes sense.
Yeah. This is actually one of theirs. I prefer the Zak brand, Z-A-K, because it's how I spell my son's name. You can find them at Target.
Jeff does not have enough for snowboarding. Jeff does not have enough snowboards. Jeff does not have Jeff has to make, like, I have to make snow in order to do barefoot video. I had to actually get the snow maker out. We have so little snow here. I have to actually shovel snow together to be able to fabricate a video. It is
no, they were blowing snow the whole time. I mean, a lot of the trails were still closed. And let's be honest,
Sierra Rose is up
late. Oh, Sierra
Rose is up late. Jimmy Martin is up late too.
If you're listening,
You know what? We could be on the. There could be 85 inches of us. They could be cuddled up on the couch and us on the big screen, the 85-inch TV. They could have 42 and a half inches of me, 42 and a half inches of you. Wait, just some quick math.
Giving them the little dancey dance.
There you go. So it was a good time.
It was a good time. It was for my daughter's birthday. She's finally an adult by number.
Off to war with her.
Yeah, off to war with her. God, I hope not, man. I don't. I hope for no war, man.
It's coming this year. Your perfect time to turn 18. I hear there's a civil war brewing in your country. We can ask Purple
Trust
Haze.
me, before I would let them take
Purple
my
Haze
daughter,
would know if
I
there's
would
going
go
to be
myself.
there was going to be a civil war in your country.
No, Purple Haze, we don't want that. Let's all get along.
Jim says another taxpayer. There you go.
Yeah. Well, she's been paying taxes for a while because she's had a job for a couple years. So
nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
But it's all good.
So she can vote. She can vote.
She is going to be able to vote. We were actually just talking about that while we were eating dinner tonight. So she's asking questions. She wants to be informed, and I think it's great. So, everything's about choices. We all get choices.
I don't know what Canadian cowboy fan channels are, but now that you've mentioned it, now I'm going to be getting crap. What are Canadian cowboy fan channels?
I guess there's other cowboy fans that are Canadian and
Cowboys, as in Canadian Dallas Cowboys.
Like Dallas Cowboys.
I was thinking cowboys like Alberta, like real cowboys, not fake ones in New Jersey, but I mean
you're jumping back and forth. Camera 1, camera 2.
Like that. We're going with the 2-camera setup tonight. I
know, right?
Just like CoffeeZilla. You know how CoffeeZilla does both, has both cameras? That is what we are doing.
Your producer needs to learn where the buttons are.
I misinterpreted. Well, as you should be getting more Cowboys news, Purple Haze. You should be getting more Cowboy news. So Jim says he's sorry to hear that. Crow says, me too, Purple. Twiddle thinks I'm a fan. So I think there's a lot of cowboys in a couple of people I know in Alberta wear cowboy hats, but then again, dumbasses in New Jersey.
So are they cowboys or are they Mounties?
No, they're cowboys because there's farms.
They're actual cowboys.
Horses and
Mounties
don't wear cowboy hats.
It's a big ass hat.
Just so you know, I may not have mentioned this or not before, Purple Haze. North America's team. We're in North America. North America's team. But we're not going to talk about the Cowboys tonight. We are not going to talk about other things. What are we going to talk about tonight? What are we going to do tonight? This is episode 48, as always, sponsored by Wondershare. If you see my prediction videos, all done in Wondershare. Thank you, Wondershare.
Wondershare. It's wonderful for Wondershare.
Yeah.
All right, there you go. We're going to talk about what the heck is going on at Sports Illustrated. That's what we're going to talk about first.
Mm-hmm.
Barstool's CEO is saying hasta la pasta, so viva Barstool CEO. We're going to take a look back at Xbox Direct like everyone else has done. And then typical post of the week, did you hear about? And then
people still wear underwear? It's a pandemic. Who wears underwear? I didn't know people still wore underwear. All right.
Jeff, what we're not going to talk about, though, is Pascal and the loss of him for you. We're not going to talk Jason Kelsey's retirement because we don't even know if it's a thing, so we're not going to talk about it. We're not talking about U.S. politics, Jeff, as much as you want to. I refuse to do it.
I am the least informed person about U.S. politics, so
we're also not.
I still don't know what a caucus is. So, what they did last week in Iowa, wherever the hell they are, I have no idea why were they all going and why. And here's a rhetorical question: why does the Trumpians all talk about a rigged election and whatever, but then you go to Iowa, and they're walking around with a paper bag, and people are just shoving shit in a paper bag. Like,
we're not going to talk about it.
All right. We're not going to talk about the TV and the kicker jinx.
Yeah, the kicker jinx.
Kicker jinx.
They're just poor kickers.
Yeah.
All right, here we go. Yeah. Up first, you sent this to me last week while I was in my travel-y ways.
You were snowboarding and reading my tweets, right? You were snowboarding and reading my tweets.
In one hand.
You were snowboarding with the other. You were doing the 2.5 and the pike off the little ramp while you're reading. People are going.
I did not go off of any ramps. I will tell you that right now.
You weren't jumping. You weren't jumping
hard.
Oh
No. Sports Illustrated, Jeff, letting a bunch of people go. We've been talking about a lot of layoffs here recently, but this one kind of is a little bit different because the reason it's happening is because there's a licensure agreement that's not being renewed. You know a little bit more about that side of things. So where did this come from?
The investment firm that had bought it out, they owed a $2.8 million payment, and they didn't make it. And so then the company said, all right, well, they're revoking the license and shutting it all down. They're still posting, they're still doing stuff. Some people had said, they're still employed for another 90 days. It looks like the print is being shut down. Somebody else will probably swoop in and pick them up and get the license and at least retain some of it. I think the print is probably dead. But we'll have to see. This will be an evolving story. We will talk about this again in the future.
Yeah, it's just a little shocking. I mean, this is a 70-year-old magazine, right? Like 70-ish years. And they've kind of been the leader of like sports news, right? Especially just from the pictures of the magazine, some iconic moments back in locker rooms or in people's homes and things of that nature that you wouldn't get that access to. So
people my age, Crow's age, that's where we got our sports. Right. We would go to the library and we'd get the latest Sports Illustrated. Some people would get it, they would get the, sometimes they had the phone, the football phone because they bought the subscription.
I had the football phone.
You had the football phone. There was always that. There was always the swimsuit issue. But in the last, my kids and your kids and Crow's kids probably have never even heard of Sports Illustrated. They probably have never seen a Sports Illustrated, so it was iconic to our generation. Every week we'd look forward to getting the new magazine and seeing who was on the cover and all the stuff. Mm-hmm. But it's like a lot of things. It's a relic of the past,
Well, we talked a little bit about unions last week, right? The union obviously put out their notice and saying that they're going to continue the fight. And, they're concerned for, of course, their union workers, right? Mm-hmm. And union work in New York is a little different. New York, Boston, DC area, like the big cities. Union work is just a little different. I've never been a part of a union. I've had to work with some buildings that have had union employees, right? There's just a little bit different circumstances.
Jim Martin in the chat, big union guy, huge union guy. From Hamilton. Hamilton is a big union town. We're in Union Central right here. So Jim probably has opinions on unions that may differ from mine.
We just wonder, I guess, the protection of the union if these employees are to get laid off, and there are possibly suitors that are going to jump in and help with this licensure, right? Mm-hmm. Are those employees going to continue to stay protected? And if that, you know what I'm saying? Like I do.
Yeah.
Is there like protection there kind of thing?
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
This just kind of came out of left field, but how did it come out of left field? You knew that it was going to be up. Like there was a deadline on this thing.
Well, but they thought they were going to make the payment. So I guess nobody thought that the payment wasn't going to be made. The payment had to be made and didn't get paid. And then that's when it all happened. The payment didn't made, so they revoked it and said, forget it. You're not going to pay us the money. We're going to, no ticky, no washi. So, yeah.
You talked about the fact that you guys used to get this and, it's kind of how you got your sports news and everything. This was the first ever cover of Sports Illustrated right here. Milwaukee County Stadium. This is the Braves, right?
Yep. Look at that.
That was all back before the Fulton County Stadium. And then you sent this one over to me too.
Yep.
Look at that helmet on that guy.
What was the date? November
Y.A.
22nd, 1954.
1954. Look at that.
Good
Look
friend,
at that. When they
good
called
friend
that
of the.
helmet stabilizer bracket, that thing would murder somebody today.
Yeah. Good friend of the program, Reed, says at one time I worked for Time Life Books, another part of that glorious conglomerate. Waybird. Remember Time Life Books?
I do.
Maybe you don't. Maybe you're too young.
I do. My parents were really like this. This in no way, in shape or form, is compared to these two that you've talked about. But my parents used to always get the Sears catalog, and we used to have Sears catalogs from like 1930 in our house. I think the first one might have been like 1908 or somewhere around there. But my parents were antique collectors, so the Sears catalog was something that like they always had the Sears catalog. Yep.
Oh, apparently Reed has different. Reed has different opinions too. Nice, excellent. Crow says, "Remember books."
Remember books.
We used to get the Sears catalog, and there was a big Canadian chain up here that was huge in the 70s and 80s called Eaton's. Timothy J. Eaton's. Eaton's. Eatons. Timothy J. Eaton's Co. My mother worked there. Both my brothers worked there. They, of course, they long disappeared. It was along the lines of a Kresge's, Woolworths, Eaton, Sears.
Woolworths, okay. We had Woolworths.
All of those. I remember going to the Woolworths with my grandmother that was down on King Street. And there was all sorts of good stuff.
Isn't it amazing how there's always like the same street names in all of our areas, like King Street? King Street is such a popular street name. King Street. You say King Street, and I think King Street, and I think like around DC King Street in Alexandria. Two totally different places, but probably had the same stuff.
This would probably be a 5 guesses, but do you know what the most popular street name is? I'll tell you. 2nd Street.
2nd Street was
because 1st Street is usually always renamed to Main Street, King Street, Broadway. It's got some other name, and then it goes. There's always a 2nd, a 3rd, or something. So
I thought you were about to say a joke.
No.
Instead, you laid facts.
It's true.
It's true. Eaton's was more upscale. How do you say that? Kresge's?
Kresge.
Kresge.
So you would say Eaton's was more upscale. Is that because they had the lady? So there was in order to take the elevator, they had the lady with the white glove who would then, you get in the elevator and she'd go up, up the floors and announce the floors and stuff. So is that why, Jim, you think that is because they had the lady that would run the elevator, as opposed to that was before they had buttons. So
I love having Crow in the chat. Like he's just always, whatever we're talking about, he's just got the fact right there. So great. How do I make $1 million by tomorrow? After taxes.
Yeah, Kresge's and Woolworths, I guess, were more of your 5 and dime, I guess, if you're saying. Then, Eaton's was more of, I guess, Eaton's and Sears were the next level up. So
that's pretty cool. Only 11 states had no street named after King.
I'm actually surprised the King is actually pretty big in the U.S. I figured you guys didn't want any of those Kings and Queens streets.
Well, I think like what I think this is talking about is Dr. Martin Luther King. So our King streets could be after Martin Luther King, not like.
Oh, I see. Oh, I gotcha.
I don't know. I might be gullible enough, Crows. Let's see what you got. Oh man! All right. Well,
maybe Crow knows that. Maybe Crow knows a Nigerian prince.
Maybe I've gotten a couple of those before.
Oh yeah.
Here you go, Jeff. Sad days in Barstool Land.
Yep.
Sad days in Barstool Land.
Correct.
Erica is gone.
Yep.
Walking down the street, she says goodbye to everybody. Says she's resigning as CEO of Barstool. Says that she's excited about what they did. It exceeded her expectations. I was digging into this a little bit, Jeff, and it seems
Right.
like the fact that they couldn't get that betting to go live was really kind of the victory that they didn't get that I think stung the most. Don't know what she's going to next, I don't believe, but Barstool has just blown up since she has been, with Dave and on this journey. You were explaining a little bit to me before. So Dave is creative, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she is business.
She was the business side. She had the meetings. She had all the meetings, and she was the one that helped hold the thing with Penn, and then the whole deal with Penn and all the other things all that kind of the business side, leaving Dave to do what Dave does, and to do what Dave does, get out there and do his thing. Don't worry, she made a boatload of money on both Penn deals. Don't you worry about that. But she was there to kind of not control Dave, but keep it,
professional.
But they needed like the adult in the room sort of thing for those negotiations and stuff like that. So that's that is the pizza guy. Yes, the pizza guy.
One bite, everybody knows the rules.
That is correct. Pizza guy Dave. Yeah, Davey the day trader.
Like I said, Barstool has blown up, right? I think everybody knew Barstool was kind of like some funny things that would get posted every once in a while, but it went full on like they've got different talk shows and they've got different segments to talk about. They have the live streams where they're all betting and watching their games, and it's just the pizza stuff, it's just become a whole huge brand. Right.
So technically, One Bite is separate from Barstool. One Bite is Dave's thing. It's technically separate from Barstool. But yes, you are correct. And then they teamed up with Penn, and which was good and bad, because there are some places that didn't want to regulate them and didn't want to do it because of Barstool, because of Dave, and because of the controversy, and because of other stuff, right? So.
He did a fabulous review of a restaurant in Portland, Maine. Portland, Maine. I wonder how far Portland, Maine is.
From where?
Touted. Got you. Went to Bar Harbor, Maine one time. Not sure how far away that is from Portland. Reed's
a Maine, Virginia guy. So you have Maine or Virginia questions. Reed's the guy. Reed's the go-to guy.
What I do really like though about the pizza reviews is that it can bring awareness to some small mom and pop type places. It's a little uncomfortable when your pizza sucks though. So
make good pizza.
You got a
make good pizza. Dave did a lot during the pandemic for small businesses.
Oh yeah.
He did a ton of
all of his streams he did from his apartment, where they just kept sending him stuff and he was doing all the unboxings and everything.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was crazy. That was crazy. Yeah.
Well, I hope Erica finds her next project that she can tackle.
She will. But she's got a lot of money.
Absolutely. So. This was a success for her.
It was a success for her. It was. Yeah. Sad to see her go, but you know what? You knew it was inevitable.
Yeah. Here you go. Xbox has no games, Jeff.
No.
Xbox has no games, but they just announced these 4 big ones at the Direct, right? These were the 4 largest takeaways. Everybody's all hopped up about Indiana Jones. It looks really cool. I think a lot of people that are hyped about it have probably never even seen an Indiana Jones movie. They're just excited to see something that moves and looks cool and has CGI and stuff. There
are people who have not. There are people in England who are 23 years old who have never seen an Indiana Jones movie. Just saying. I'm just saying.
Well, this is an opportunity to watch the movies because of the hype of the game.
That's it.
There you go. Exactly. I like the look of Avowed. It looks like a game right up my alley. I was a big Skyrim guy, and this era, History Untold, it's kind of like a Sim City slash like war RTS kind of thing. Like it's a pretty interesting mix. Looks nice.
Yep.
You see a lot of hours spent there. Hellblade 2. That's been talked about for a while. I haven't played Hellblade before, Jeff.
No, you're gonna have to.
Genre.
You're gonna have to. Oh, I guess not.
Guess I'm gonna have to.
Right,
CMG.
Chariot Man is in the house. Chariot Man, and what did you think of these 4 games for Xbox, Chariot? What are your thoughts? Yes, no, thumbs up, thumbs down.
I would ask you what you think about the Pascal Siakam trade, but we're not supposed to talk about that.
Yeah, that is true. Those 3 I'm impressed with. There you go. I don't know which 3, but there's 4 there. But okay, well, whatever. What was I going to say? I think Avowed. Somebody correct me. Avowed is multiplayer. The other 3 are single player. Is that? Did I get that right? Yeah. So
Avowed looks good. I like it.
Yeah, no, they all look great. And as I said on my stream Friday night, I get about in a week 12 hours to play games, and 9 or 10 of those I'm streaming. So that doesn't give me a lot of that's a week. That's not a day. That's a week. So that doesn't give me a lot of time to dive into a single player, game that's 30, 40, 50 hours, because it would take me decades to finish it. So am I going to play these?
Stop playing Rocket League.
So
I play Rocket League like every day.
Avowed, Indiana Jones, and Hellblade 2. Okay, there we go. Oh, Sierra Rose is still here. Aria seems pretty good, but that's not my type of game. Okay, there you go.
Yeah. It looks nice. It looks nice. It's going to be a game you're going to have to put some hours into for sure.
Yeah. Oh, they all are.
Slow bake.
They all are.
It's a slow bake because you got to build from the ground up. So you got to really, really, really grind that out. I was watching some videos of the Indiana Jones game. I mean, it's cool. It's a button press game. It's get to this checkpoint and push a button and get a cinematic. You're running down the aisle and you got to push left to dodge the boulder. You got to push right to dodge the boulder, kind of thing. Like I don't know. My problem with games is that I don't feel like anything is new. They can put lipstick on a pig, but it's still the same thing. Like we're still playing the same types of games, the same ways. They just look a little different. So I'm more excited about finding games where game developers do something in the game to make it different. Either put another game in the game, some things like that. A different crafting system, a different mining system, a different leveling system. Like, let's see something new and fresh, something easy, something catchy. I think that's what I want.
Hold that thought. We may talk about that later.
Okay, sounds good.
Hold that thought. We may talk about that later.
All right, Xbox. Bringing some bangers. Here we go. Get ready for 2024.
Yeah.
Hey, this is one you sent over my way. Post of the week. I'm gonna let you steal this one because you know a lot about this Andrew Wood case here.
I don't know much about it, but
well, you know more than I do.
So, so just to kind of back up a week. So you may or may not have known there was a lot of snow in Buffalo prior to last week's game against the Steelers, and everyone saw the clip of the Steeler guy trudging his family through the snow and whatnot. And the day before, they had asked everybody to come out and help shovel. They were going to pay them $20 an hour to help shovel, and free food and whatever. And Bills Mafia, as they always do, showed up, and that was great. And then they played the game. The Bills won. There was a game tonight. And what happened? More snow. And so they said, hey, Bills Mafia, if you want to come out help shovel, that would be great. Oh, yeah, we're not going to pay you. Sorry. We're worth billions, but we're not going to pay you. And even more people showed up. And so this fellow, and I don't know the complete backstory, but apparently, I guess, I don't know if I dug through a few of his tweets, but I didn't see anything. And I don't know how they found his Venmo, but people Venmo'd him money to, for the job that he did. He gave up much hours of his own time away from his family. I assume he's got some sort of family. And he went out and did his job and helped shovel and make it presentable for the game tonight for everybody and the fans and whatnot. And he said, this is great. I don't want it. I'm just gonna, I'm just a good guy. So I'm going to take enough for 2 beers and I'm going to donate the rest to the hospital. So that's what he did. And there you can see his Venmo balance, and there is him showing the receipt for him donating the money to the hospital for healthcare in New York.
Jeff, can you confirm Jim Martin's claim that 20 USD is about 30,000 Canadian?
Good thing I don't have socks on. Yeah, that's about right. Yeah, I'm just doing some quick. Hang on, I got paper here. I'm just doing some quick math, back of the napkin math. Yeah, I think that's right.
Goodness
gracious. Yeah, that sounds right, Jim.
It's crazy.
That sounds right, Jim. Yeah.
I'm about to move to Canada. I'll be rich.
So there you go. So I will clip this and I will send it to good old Andrew Wood, congratulating him on a job well done.
Yeah, very much
unfortunately, the Bills did not get the result that they wanted, but you know what?
Well,
you know what? They what is New York's? What is Buffalo? Helping a good neighbor or something, and so there they are. They came out in full force, and if you remember, when they got in the playoffs a couple of years ago because of the what's his name quarterback, they all donated to his charity. So you know what, the Bills Mafia, love them or hate them. And when I went to Buffalo in December, everybody was super nice. Everybody was super nice to me. I had no.
All I can say is that
no one was pulling guns on me. Nobody was shooting me. Everybody I met was super nice. Some were Cowboy fans. A lot of them were Bills fans. I spent a lot of time just in the parking lot waiting for the guy to pay so I could pay my $50 to park and just chatting up Bills fans. And nobody was saying anything negative because we were Cowboys fans.
The cowboy hat that keeps looking at me.
Exactly.
Oh,
I did. I went to the Bills Cowboys game on December 17th. I did, and
you did.
I was promised
he could do the show.
I raced home so I could do coffee talk because the show must go on. I was promised the snow that they got I was promised that in December, and I even said to all the haters, I said, I'll go out the day before and help shovel. I'll go out and help shovel. Sure. Let's go. What do you mean it's going to be 45, 50 degrees in Buffalo on the day of the game? Come on. So
did you see how they were doing it? With like the big, they made like a big trough, right?
Yeah.
And then the guy was like sledding down it and, no shirt and all that stuff. But it was very cool. Like they kept moving that down the seats so that they could all just put it in, take it down to the field, then they could truck it out of the field. So
correct. There somewhere, somewhere there is a time lapse. I think actually on the Buffalo Bills Twitter, I think there's a time lapse and it shows all the snow and you can just see it all vanish. And it's all.
I just kept seeing them pop up saying, "We still need more people. We still need more people. 5 hours to game time. We still need more snow out of here." So crazy.
Yeah. But I'll clip this and send it to Andrew. Well done, Andrew.
Nice, good stuff.
Yeah.
Let's get into some Did You Hear About? So this is a huge topic this week, Jeff. I was talking to you about it last week. Pal World. If you don't know what Pal World is, you've been somewhere else because it's everywhere. They've got ton of people playing Pal World right now. All right. This is Pokemon with guns. This is
it's like Pokemon meets Ark Survival meets Minecraft.
Well, I'm not going to tell you what my son said when he was looking over my shoulder today, but I was showing him how in my camp I can take all of the little monsters that I get and I can actually put them to work. And he was like, Dad, this is not a good look. Like this does not look good. You're like, hey, check it out. I just captured this guy and now I got him cooking my food for me. So anyway, besides the point. Hold
on, before you move on, I just want to answer. I want to answer Chariot Man's. So technically, Chariot Man, I'm from Hamilton, which is more west of Toronto, but closer to the border. So Rick Diggs lives in Toronto. I always have lived outside. I'm about an hour. I'm an hour to the border, and then so it was so when I started to drive and I left home, I'm going to say home. It was actually McDonald's after I got food. It was pretty much 90 minutes until I was parked by car. So when I left. Anyways, yes, Pal World.
And he was racing home, believe me, because we were talking while he was racing home.
Yeah. Took longer to get home than get there.
1.1 concurrent players on Steam on Pal World yesterday, or this morning.
And that's not even the Xbox today, and Game Pass people.
Right, right. This is just Steam. And so Pal World tweeted out, they said, oh my God, highest concurrent player count of any paid game in the history of Steam. Oh my God, I can't believe it. And then right before the show, they tweeted out, our apologies. We were unaware that PUBG previously obtained the record before becoming a free-to-play game. Apologies for our misunderstanding. Anyway, still really, really good accolade for them to have this much play time as the game is just launched and released. It's not everybody's game. It's
still early access. Game. It is still early access. Still early access.
So basically, you're playing it for them so they can see what's good and what's going wrong and everything else. But I tell you, I've had a blast. As for all the crafting survival games that we've played together, Crow has played with us as well. Deep down in my core, I really like Pokemon, and this is it's a really cool game. I captured like a really cool dude the other day, and now every time I throw him out, he kills stuff before I can weaken him enough to capture him. So I got to like keep him at bay because he's too strong.
Okay,
it's fun. Cool. It is really, really fun. So I'm excited to see how it expands and all the different crafting levels. I'm not watching videos on it. I don't want to see what people do because I just want to experience it on my own. And
all right,
we'll go from there. But
this morning. Yeah, this morning we were my oldest son and we were doing some stuff, and I'd asked him if he had heard about it, and he said, I heard about it, but I don't know anything about it. So I fired up YouTube, threw on a couple of live streams, some guys playing it, and he's like, oh, okay, yeah. So it's like Minecraft meets Pokemon meets Ark Survival. All right, yeah. He goes, yeah, but I can tame so you kill that guy and then you tame him. He comes, okay, yeah, all right. I'm knee deep in Lego Fortnite. That's the game I'm crafting and mining and doing stuff. So I'm just going to keep chugging my way through that. I'm not going to get a chance to. I'm probably not going to play this.
I woke up early on Friday morning. Friday was our travel day. So I woke up early Friday morning. I played for about 2 hours, and I was just like, oh my God, I don't even want to go on the trip now. I just want to stay here and play it. So much of a nerd I am.
Yeah.
So I've been talking about it with the kids all weekend, and they're like, yeah, whatever. And I showed it to my son, whatever. I think as things gain popularity and more people start talking about them and doing stuff, it naturally kind of happens, right? But I enjoyed it. To be quite honest, before I started playing that the other day, I've been playing Assassin's Creed Odyssey. I went back to trying to play Assassin's Creed Odyssey. Just to kind of mix it up, because I'm just getting bored. I'm serious, Jeff. I'm getting bored with games. Like it's just rinse, dry, repeat, rinse, dry, repeat. So
this is exactly like Lego Fortnite. Like I said, we were going to talk about it later.
It is.
It's like Lego Fortnite.
The only thing that's different about it is capturing the little monsters, which feels like Pokemon. And like I said, I like Pokemon, so it's cool.
Purple wants to know how much more popular does
that to get? Yeah, when they start talking about it in the hallways at school, that's when it's reaching there. So.
Well, and again, let's see next week when we do next week's show. Are people still playing it? Like every other game, everybody jumps on it, buys it, and then they play it for a week, and then they move on to the next shiny object. And I'll say to people, hey, what about this game? Oh yeah, I got to get back to that. Hey, what about this game? And that was the Stadia problem. Was the backlog was huge. Because Stadia kept pumping out bringing out new games, and it was like, and then I would play the new ones and I'd forget about the old ones, and so I'm not falling into that trap. So I've got my few that I play, and that's it. I'm not jumping on and buying every single game, playing it for a week, and then moving on to the next shiny object. I'm just not doing that.
Stadia actually gave me a little bit of satisfaction for an addiction I have, which is I like to try all the games. So like even like mobile games, like I'll download games on my phone, I'll give them a play for a minute or two, and then I'll just delete it. Like I like trying people's games. I like seeing what's out there. So
good old Stadia. Yeah.
Yeah, good old Stadia.
But again, my Stadia backlog was huge, and there were games I was never going to get back to, and so I'm trying not to fall into that trap. I'm trying not. Yeah, I have all the games that my sponsored Saturdays and all the other games that I've been playing because of them and this and that. Those don't count. these games here. I'm never gonna. It's on Game Pass, and so if you were doing something, or we wanted to do a stream of it, and I join your world, and there are people who don't understand gaming who are upset that if you got your world and then you join my world, you have to start at zero. Well, that just makes sense. That's right. If I, when I joined Dude Games,
all games like that are.
I know when I
joined Sons of the Forest with you guys, I
was just going to say Crow and I played Sons of the Forest, and we started in Dude's world, and boom. Like we had to watch the cutscene of the crash again, and then
all
we had to
his
get
stuff
there.
will be there. Whatever you have done in that world,
correct, gone,
is what you'll have done.
Correct, which makes sense. That's just how games work. So I know there were some people there were people upset about that.
Stay warm.
When I hit the have a good night, stay warm. Hey, if you didn't, if you're in my Discord, go and look at the cupcakes she made for Fortnite. They looked awesome. Amazing.
Fortnite cupcakes.
She had to do Fortnite cupcakes. Yeah. So it looked pretty awesome. That's why Stadia was great, because there was no overhead and you could try all sorts of games without much effort. That's right. See, so Crow would have to buy this game. He's not going to buy it unless it goes on sale or he gets it for free. Right. So Crow's never going to play this. So it's probably never going to show up unless there are a bunch of other people that want to play it on a community night. I'm probably never going to play it on a community night. Unless Ray has it or other people and they want to jump in and play with us, and that's great, or your kids, or however we want to do it. But
oh, hey, look, there's the World of Warcraft killer, New World. You remember that?
There you go.
You remember when everybody told me that it was better than World of Warcraft?
I do. Wonder if Ray's house got taken over that he had in there. I keep asking about that. That and his truck in American Trucking, whatever, because he took a loan out for his truck in American Truckers, so we think it got repossessed, but we're not 100% sure.
One type of game you haven't been playing a lot, Jeff, is football games, because you refuse to play Madden.
It's true.
But we're getting some confirmation that it looks like July 12th of this year.
Apparently. That's what
Will
they're
you play
saying.
this even though it's an EA game? Will you try it?
Undetermined at this time.
Okay.
Undetermined at this time.
His New World still melting video cards. Probably.
Don't know.
Probably.
I don't know how many people are still. Still playing.
Luna missed a big one with that by not having that run on Luna, I think. Anyway, we've talked about that before.
I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. If I did play it, it's a big if, I wouldn't play the game because it's going to be saying broken Madden. But am I going to fire up Virginia Tech to hear the opening of? That's what I would do. Is I would go through and just all the opening songs and then cancel it.
And
right?
I would play the I guess, what did they call it in the college game? It's not franchise mode.
Yeah, the dynasty mode.
It's a dynasty. Yeah. I would play that just to do like the recruiting of the fake players and stuff.
Sure.
And simulate. Like I would do that.
Possibly. Yeah. And they're talking about an ultimate team. Well, that's not going to work in college, because what is ultimate team?
Are the players going to get that money?
Well, no, it has nothing to do with that. What you go and you pay this money and you try to get these best cards. Oh, I got Patrick Mahomes. Oh, I got Terrell. I got Tyreek Hill. Oh, I got this. Well, if you're playing college, right, an Ohio State player isn't going to go, oh, I'm going to go and get JJ McCarthy as my quarterback. No, they're not going to do that. They're going to want to build out their team, right? Whereas Ultimate Team is trying to get the best players from all over and assembling of the best team. But college, right? You went to a U.S. college, right? Is a Ohio State fan, guy who's loyal to Ohio State, going to go, oh, I got this J.J. McCarthy card, I'm going to put him at court. No, he's never going to do. He or she is never going to do that. Hey, fun fact: if they do, by the way. Hey, fun fact: if they do an Ultimate Team, they're going to call it Nut. All right, I will. I'll show myself out now. I'll show myself out. Good night, folks.
Oh my gosh. I'll just be glad when this game comes out. I'm tired of them talking about it. It seems like every couple of months a new college football rumor comes out. Oh well.
Well, it's January. Like, they gotta have they gotta have something to beta. They gotta have an alpha. They gotta have something. Like, they gotta have something. Like,
here's one, Jeff. We just talked last week about Twitch letting some people go. Well, now it's also ended some partnerships with some pretty big. What do you call it? They're not sponsors, are they? They're partners, I guess, right? Like, like. I don't know
partners.
Partners.
Yeah,
partners.
Yeah,
Okay,
partners.
we'll just call it
Yeah,
partners. They
because
use
they're
the word partnership.
partners. Yeah,
The biggest one, the biggest eye opener was Rolling Stone. Rolling Stone actually has a few podcast style things that they do on Twitch. That was a big eye opener for a lot of people. That we're seeing a lot of downfall of some of these media companies, I guess we'll call it, right? We were just talking about Sports Illustrated earlier. We've seen Discord, we've seen Twitch, we've seen some of the media type stuff. Where do you think Twitch is headed? Where do you think the view for Twitch is? Like, there's a lot of overhead that's being scrapped right now. Why?
Great question. I wish I knew the answer. They did just announce TwitchCon.
Right.
They're having TwitchCon in Vegas in November, October. I don't know. So, they're still planning TwitchCons, which means, they wouldn't have been playing TwitchCons if they were planning on going away, right?
This kind of offloading makes me feel like a different direction is coming.
Maybe. We're all keep waiting for the Amazon Prime nugget to drop. When is that going to drop? When they're changing? Because right now, right, if you got Prime, you get one free sub a month. You can give it to somebody, right?
Yeah.
So what's going to happen to that? Is that going to get, you don't get one free, but you get 50% or something like that, right? So Purple says the media landscape is feeling more and more like the EV market. Everyone went full throttle, but now they're starting to rethink that pace. Yeah. And the downturn in the economy, and everything else. There's just a lot of.
I was all excited about EVs, but I'm second guessing it by the day. I still have my reservation, but I'm second guessing it by the day. Did you see the videos of the Teslas up in Chicago after that freeze last week, where the guy was like beating on his door trying to get his door to open? I mean, I could happen.
I got a hybrid, and I love it.
And see, that's where I think I need to settle. I think I need to settle a hybrid. The problem is there's just not a lot. I want a bigger truck because of the things that I like to do with it. The wood, going to the lumber, store and stuff.
Oh yeah, me too. Yeah, me too. Yeah.
I just want to. I would love to have a hybrid. There's not a lot of models of hybrid trucks, full size trucks. So
I hear you.
But yeah, I was one of those people. I was full swing, and now I'm like, I don't know, man.
I hear you.
I don't know.
Yeah, I hear you.
Yeah. And it's crazy, hearing about the loss on, I guess, kind of the operations side of things, if you will, because on the back end, on the actual physical side of a lot of these media digital companies, the data center world is as strong as ever. The space in data centers is crazy right now. Yeah, the Ford F-150 has the hybrid. I think the Dodge might have one, but there's just not a lot of models. What I was saying, data center side is just booming. At least in my world of work, we're keeping up.
No, Jeff does not go to the lumber store.
No, come on, Jeff.
No, Jeff does not go to the lumber store.
I like the smell of wood. You talked about Amazon Prime just a second ago. Beautiful segue again, because we've talked about this a few times. The Diamond Sports Group, which owns Bally Sports, they have finally decided to go somewhere else, and that is to Amazon. So I will finally be able to watch my Carolina Hurricanes games on Amazon Prime. Awesome. Don't have to subscribe to this stupid Bally's bull crap anymore. I would love to just take blackouts and kick their ass away. That is the stupidest thing ever. Dulles area, Reed. So I'm actually from Fairfax, Fairfax County. Alexandria, Virginia is my home. That's where I was born and raised. Yes, the Dulles area is crazy. I'm in North Carolina now, right? We've got another area here. They call it Research Triangle Park, and it's becoming a lot like that Loudon, Ashburn corridor of data centers. So it's crazy, man. East Coast is really rocking. There's a lot of stuff popping up over here.
Nice.
So this is good, Jeff. 37 teams across 3 major sports are now
there going
to get their games shown on Amazon Prime.
And you can pay ads now.
Yeah, I can pay ads. We didn't talk about the fact that one of the playoff games was on Peacock.
We didn't.
What did you think about that?
I have no skin in that game, so therefore I have no opinion.
Yeah.
Because the licensing up here is different.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So the licensing up here is different. So
I guess I just wonder why that's a smart move to put a playoff game, a nationally televised playoff game, on a subscription-based app. Don't you feel like you would lose viewership? Or do they really did they make more money than they would have if it was on the local affiliate?
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah. I want to see if something comes out about that.
And they have to try it, right? So
yeah.
And again, I don't have Peacock, and even if we had Peacock, it wouldn't matter.
What was that? The Jaguars game? Was that what it was?
No, it was the Kansas City game because they were making all the Swifties pay for Peacock.
Kansas City. Oh, okay. All right.
Yeah, they were making all the Swifties pay for Peacock. Maybe that's why.
Well, we got another week of that crap.
So, yeah.
Well, we're getting close. We're down to the final 4. Weren't the ratings for the Peacock game through the roof? You know what? I honestly don't know, Jim. I just thought about it. I was like, man, I thought that I had one. I'll have to look into that.
I know the stats crossed my desk, but I didn't commit them to memory.
We'll check back on that next week. I'll do some digging on that.
There you go.
You were watching your news channel, things flashing on the screen. I cannot take credit for this. I am not. I cannot. Oh, okay. All right.
I cannot take credit for this. This was all over mainstream. This was all over mainstream media, but I can tell you it's Canadian because you can see it says CTV News, or you see the TV News, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you can see the Virgin Radio, and you can see other stuff. So this was Canadian. This was CTV, which is the company that has the broadcast rights for the NFL playoffs, including the Super Bowl.
I'm just trying to think. That's a weird mixture to me. Reba McEntire, Usher, and Post Malone.
So Usher is the halftime show. Reba is doing God Save America, and Post Malone is doing some other song.
Okay, so it's not all at the same time.
They're not all at the same time. No.
Okay, because I thought we just had the video of Usher, right? And
so Usher's the halftime show. Reba is doing somebody fact check me on this. Nice. Why is Streamlabs? Go away, Streamlabs. Somebody fact check me. She's doing America the Beautiful, or she's doing God Save America. And then he's doing some other song. He's doing some other song. So yes, they're not all singing together. That is Jim. That was Jim's comment, or Crow's comment. Was, are they all singing together? I'm like, no.
The best part.
Oh, that was Crow's comment because he was trying to figure that out, and it was the second half of it. That's the point. So yes, this was on NFL memes. Everybody was all over this about the scripted.
The best part is that we don't even have to play the games next weekend.
Correct.
It's done. Well, Ray will be happy. My daughter's boyfriend will be happy. So that's good. Now, this is a rematch of Super Bowl when the lights went out, when Kaepernick versus Joe Flacco, the Harbaugh brothers Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. So according to Crow, the game with Dolphins Chiefs, Peacock finished with a 9.2 rating, 22.86 million, according to Nielsen. So there you go. There you go.
22.86 million people. Now I wonder how many people actually have that app. Can you find that, Crow? How many people are actually subscribed to the Peacock?
Well, I think you could subscribe for like $5 or something for a month, and then just cancel.
You could probably also do like a free week or something.
Probably.
Everybody probably did the free week.
Probably. Yeah. Yep. Making the Swifties pay. So
I was sharing some news with you earlier. There's a big push to get an MLB team here in Raleigh, North Carolina. A lot of people are pointing towards Charlotte because Charlotte is the bigger city. But Raleigh has shown great growth and expansion. And with the success of the Hurricanes, owner Tom Dundon has been all over the effort to try to bring a major league team to Raleigh. Nashville is also one of the other destinations that could get an expansion team. But back in December, their mayor, the Nashville mayor, actually met with the White Sox owner about relocating the White Sox to Nashville. And now this week, we're hearing that the White Sox are in serious talks to build a new ballpark near the city's South Loop. So it's just a little reminder that there's a lot of wheeling and dealing that goes on behind closed doors that the media doesn't necessarily pick up on, because I was thinking maybe Raleigh might be in the mix to get the White Sox. You know, like that would be pretty cool. But nope. The other cool thing about this, or maybe not cool, but the current lease doesn't expire until 2029. That's 5 years away. So if they can get this deal hammered out, that's 5 years to build a new stadium, right?
And it takes you a while to build one.
Oh man, it does.
Takes you a while to build a stadium.
So don't have much to them though.
So
not as much as like a NFL stadium.
Maybe they'll put a dome on it.
Because like the whole outfield is like open, you know, in the back. So
yeah, you don't know what they're building.
Got the concourse back there, I guess.
Yeah.
All right. That would be kind of sad if the White Sox left Chicago.
In Toronto, they have a hotel. You can rent hotel rooms and watch Blue Jay games. So they could put a hotel in there.
So this is the new stadium, right? This isn't the Sky Dome.
No. What? Yeah.
It's the Sky Dome?
Yeah.
I thought the Sky Dome is the Sky Dome now Rogers Center? Did it just rename?
Yes.
Oh, I thought they built a new stadium.
Nope.
Huh.
That's why, and that's one of the holdups for having an NFL team is that the Rogers Center can't, or Sky Dome, as Jim and I would call it. It's not NFL. It's not NFL. It's not NFL. It's not NFL ready. It doesn't meet minimum NFL requirements. So they would have to, Toronto was going to get a team, they'd have to build a stadium somewhere, and who knows where.
We actually talked about that this
Airport
weekend.
Or something.
My son had brought something up about hockey. He was saying like, well, at least hockey has, teams from Canada in it. And I was like, well, that's because Canada has their own football league. Like they've got the CFL, right? Like, but they've got baseball teams and, they've got a basketball team. And so
we used to have two.
We were having that conversation.
We used to have two of both.
Yeah, really.
We used to have two of both.
Grizzlies. Oh,
Montreal is on a proposed shortlist to get an MLB expansion. So we'll see if that actually.
That's so sad that you lose a team and then you get one back. Like you got Cleveland? Taken away because they didn't think there was enough revenue there. Yeah. Well, Cleveland. Look at the Minnesota Stars, right? The Minnesota Stars, Wild Stars. They moved to Dallas and then they get the expansion team. You talk about Charlotte Bobcats. Now they have the Charlotte Hornets. Like there's a lot of Seattle's overdue. They need to get a basketball team back in Seattle.
It's not always revenue. It's ownership and it's other things too.
Yeah.
So
there's
hey,
politics.
I sent this to you because you're a big Messi guy, and this is the team showing up in Argentina. They were doing a
El Salvador.
El Salvador. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
They were doing a preseason game, or they were doing something there, and this is Messi showing up, and this is the crowd's reaction to him showing up.
I mean,
and apparently he did play the first half. I saw some tweets that were upset that he didn't play at all. And they're like, oh, nope, he played the first half. So all these fans got to see what you call the greatest soccer.
I feel like this is a typical crowd for a player of his magnitude showing up in their region, you know.
Okay.
You know, in different parts of the world, people react differently. You're always going to have your ones, but in the States especially, we blow up and make so much of individuals like this, right? For us, it's all about the Instagram post. You know, oh, I got a picture of so and so, or I did this, I did that. Those people there, or a lot of those people, especially the younger boys, are literally looking at their living legend. You know, and I think it just has a different impact in different parts of the world. So that's cool. I mean, especially because he's Argentinian. So to see that the El Salvadorians love them some Messi, it's pretty cool.
There you go.
I sent you this one.
You did.
How would you like to play college football for 9 years? Could you imagine being in college for 9 years?
My brother did.
Did he have a good time?
I don't know. There are people who, well, don't forget, if you're doing any of your post stuff, if you're doing a doctorate, you're doing other stuff, you're in school for 9, 10, 12 years, right? Yeah. So, you know, it depends on what you're doing and stuff. So you could be, you know, you could be in there for, you know,
well,
a bunch of stuff, right?
Cam's just been hurt. He had season-ending injuries in 4 straight years, so he's now in his 5th year because he had a redshirt year. Look, this guy was in the same recruiting class as Nick Bosa and Jalen Hurts. Both have had fairly decorated NFL careers to this point. Okay.
Yeah. Sure.
And very, very unfortunate for Cam here, but he's going to give it a go this year. This is the last year that he can play. So let's see, 17, 18 when he graduates. So he's either 26 or 27 years old. You know, a
lot of people go to school for 9 years. They're called doctors. Name that movie. I do not know that movie.
Oh, man.
That would be a great 5 questions, wouldn't it?
That would be a great 5 questions because I know that I've heard it.
I have not heard that.
I don't know, Crow. I'm going to have to go with I don't know, but I know I've heard it. As soon as you tell me, I'm going to be like, son of a gun.
I've never heard it. So
Tommy Boy, there you go.
Oh, I never saw that movie. Never saw
Tommy Boy. Oh, it's such a good movie.
Never saw that movie.
Such a good movie. I got dibs on top bunk. All right. So good luck, Cam. I hope you make it through the season. You enjoy your last ride.
Yep.
Jeff, you sent me this because of how things cost today. I guess it's a good look back at when you were born. So the year Jeff was born in 1938, a new house only cost $3,900. What would that be in Canadian? Because I imagine this is U.S. dollars.
Probably, yeah. Yeah, it's got gallons and pounds at the bottom. So, although I think we had gallons and pounds back then. So.
Oh, it says United States postage stamp right there.
Oh, look at that right there. Look at that.
59 cents for 10 pounds of sugar.
So, I should have taken a picture of it. But this crossed my desk after I'd been signed my dad. For Christmas, my brother got my dad a little thing of highlights from 1927, which is the year he was born. And Biggle Mac was looking at it and looking at some of the house prices and some of the other stuff. And I'm like, yeah, but, you know, he only made like, you know, $1 a week. So, or, you know, $1,000 a year or whatever. So, you know, $6,000 for a house. So $3,000, $4,000 for a house.
Average income $1,731.
There you go. There you go.
You know? A new car was $860. Half of your whole year's income, you could buy a car.
Correct.
Average rent was $27 per month.
Yeah.
Crazy. And I mean, you know, how does this compare to today, right? The rates are probably still proportionate. You're probably still paying just as much for a house, you know, percentage to your income wise as what this was.
Well, if you're making $60,000 a year, let's say, or 70 grand a year, you're going to buy a $35,000 car. There's half.
There you go.
Right. So,
Man,
doesn't
50 cents for a gallon of milk seems expensive, though. I'm not going to lie. When I can get milk for like $2.
It's vitamin D milk, though. That's different. That's probably, I don't know the difference. This is vitamin D. I don't know the difference.
That's true.
I don't know the difference.
Why was 1938 significant? That's what I meant to ask you.
I don't know. It was something that crossed my Twitter. I'm like, that's kind of fun. Kind of fun.
Movie ticket, 25 cents each. That would be an expensive date.
There you go.
50 cents. Take your girl to the movie.
Mm-hmm.
Or your guy, whoever you are, or your person. I don't want to gender
Crow says interest rates was 3% in 1938. So that's interesting.
3%, and it's still 3%.
So that's interesting.
I'm just playing. It's nowhere near 3%. What is the interest rate right now on a new house? Isn't it like
in the U.S.? I have no idea.
8% or something like the 7.8%, something like that.
Yeah.
I think it actually just came down. I read a couple weeks ago. Sorry, I keep having these highlights from football pop up in my top corner, so I keep looking up. This was something you and I had talked about last week. So I have had a squeaky desk chair for probably 3 months, and I tried to tighten some stuff, and it just didn't work. And I kind of just went with it, and I've been rolling with it. I've been trying to sit still and this and that. And so we're sitting here, and we're getting ready for the show last week. And I was like, Jeff, do you hear my chair squeaking all the time? He's like, yep, I sure do. You ever heard of WD-40? I'm like, that's a great idea, Jeff. I don't know why I didn't think about that. So I went and got a wrench, and there were some bolts that I needed to tighten.
Half hour before the show, all you can see is chair and him mucking around with. I should have taken a picture of it. It was hilarious. Half hour before the show, and he's doing maintenance on his chair, folks.
Oh, now what I didn't pull up was
I don't know what year this is, but and Crow probably
great
can
advertising, by the way.
Crow can probably tell us the history, but like where's WD 1 to 39? Like what happened? Like did they set? Like, is this the 40th iteration when it finally did something?
I think the 40th was the one that actually worked, and if I'm not mistaken. The WD stand. I know the WD stands for something, but I think the guy created it as a lubricant to keep ice off of his airplane windshield. For some reason, I feel like that's the story behind it, or something close to it. It was meant to be like a repellent for ice.
If we were better, we would have actually looked this up before the show. But
would have been right. Would have been.
But that's not how we roll. That's not how we roll.
Water displacing. That's what the WD is. I'm so smart. I am so smart. I'm pretty sure the guy that created it was in the military, and he was trying to spray.
I was just going to tell you. Yep, 40 attempts. It took 40 attempts to get their water displacement formula to work. There you go. Water displacement. WD.
I like it when I actually know what I'm talking about. God damn. I didn't just pull that out of my ass. I've heard that before. So yeah, great advertising though. Because again, what did you say? This is probably from like the 20s or the 30s.
I don't know. Yeah, I have no idea. I have no idea what year this was from.
You have tight nuts or a rusty tool.
Yeah. It's in the man size pressure pack. The man size pressure pack.
I just like that sexual innuendos used to call them nuts as well back whenever this was.
Well, look at the second to last star.
For the aerospace industry.
Yes. What?
Crow's putting up the facts in 19.
Oh, I see. No, I was saying, look, read the second to last star.
Oh, makes screwing a pleasure.
In 1953, a fledgling rocket chemical company and its staff of 3 set out to create a line of rust solvents and degreasers.
I thought it was like early 1920s or something. I thought it had something to do with one of the world wars. So I'm wrong. Crow's always right. Power of the internet is powerful.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyways, that crossed my I saw that tweet and I had to pull it out just because of last week. Nobody knows this, but he spent half hour before the show with his chair ass up, and he's trying to fix.
I did.
And I'm just like, did you try WD-40? Like, did you try WD-40?
Oh, so great.
He's like,
that's
why it's here, folks.
Yeah, this last
You
one.
guys should come to the pre-show. We should just air the pre-show. The pre-show is just as much.
It should be
fun
like a behind-the-scenes camera of just.
We should just record the pre-show and edit. I should edit that up because the behind-the-scenes is sometimes funnier than the actual show. All right, what do we do?
Sad news here, Jeff. We're going to end. Did you hear about with? So the Warriors had to postpone their game. I think it was Tuesday night. Because one of their assistant coaches had passed away.
Heart attack.
So pretty shitty because this guy's only 4 years older than me, right? So mid-40s. It makes me think. It does. Every time I lose somebody that I knew around my age, or I hear about somebody that's around my age, it always makes me stop and think for a second. Like, I've had people I've known that have collapsed in the middle of a run and they're in the best shape of their life, right? I've had people I know that have just stopped breathing in their sleep, and these are middle-aged people, just under middle-aged people. So there's a lot to be said for, what we eat, how our bodies react to things over the courses of our lives, what we put into them, what we're around, radiation, all that stuff, UV, yada, yada, yada. But just stinks, man. Life is too damn short. So R.I.P. to Dave.
Just a reminder, you got to look after your health. Something we didn't talk about was King Charles is having prostate surgery. He's got a thing going on, and apparently he did. That was announced this week. Princess Catherine had something done. And he's got, same as my dad, little prostate thing happening. And apparently in the UK, prostate searches have gone up like 10 billion times because, every male is like, oh, he's the king and he's got prostate issues. And, oh, I have one of those. I guess I should look into that. So, and he's the king. So if it can happen to the king, it can happen to anybody. So a lot of discussion in the UK about men's health, which doesn't get talked about enough. No. And that's our job.
Probably not.
That's our job. That's our job.
Well, I think that's what we had today for this week. Let's have some fun.
Oh, God. I hate when he says that. I got to close the chat. I got to close the chat now.
All right. Get ready, everybody. Get ready. Because it's now time for 5 guesses. With Jeff Janak. Jeff Janak is going to take 5 guesses at today's question. All right, Jeff, here you go. So 3 years ago, Rolling Stone put out a list of the top 500 songs of all time. All time. And I want to see if you can get anything. Just one. I said name 5. I want to see if you can even get one of the songs in the top 10. Okay, with the news about Rolling Stone and Twitch, I figured, let's find a list that's actually solid. So take a couple guesses here and see if you can get any songs on this top 10 list.
Stairway to Heaven.
Stairway to Heaven is not on.
It's the best song. It's the greatest song of all time.
Not on the top 10. And let me just tell you,
list is bullcrap.
I have the link to my list so I can share with you so that you can fact check me because I know that's been a problem in the past. So I'm prepared. Stairway to Heaven is not on the list.
Hotel California.
Hotel California is not on the list.
Any other top list of songs of all time, they're up there 1 and 2.
This is why I wanted to do this because I was shocked as well, Jeff.
This is
I was
crap.
shocked as well.
I'm going to say there's got to be a Rolling Stones song. Which one?
Don't waste a guess. There's no Rolling Stones song.
Crow, this is some crap, Crow. This Crow, this is some crap. I'm just telling you right now, this is some crap.
Oh. You got to look outside of rock and roll, Jeff. Think of female. Think famous female. Think Rodney Dangerfield. What was Rodney Dangerfield's most famous saying?
Can't get no. Aretha Franklin?
Aretha Franklin, Jeff, number one. Number one. Respect.
What is their criteria?
I'm just telling you what the list said. I don't know what the criteria was.
Oh, man.
All right, Jeff, you got one.
Pink Floyd?
So no Pink Floyd. No Pink Floyd. I'm sorry.
I only know rock and roll. I don't know John Denver. John Denver. John Denver.
No, John Denver. No, but there is somebody that is a very popular poet that you might know that might also have a song with the title of a band you already said. You know, like a poet that was a rocker.
What? Who?
Poet.
What?
He had two first names.
Hold on. I had another guess. Kenny Rogers. Yeah. Kenny Rogers, the gambler.
Not in the top 10. Not in the top 10.
So what, you were trying to get me to say Bob Dylan?
What song?
Like a Rolling Stone?
Oh, number 4, Jeff. Number 4, Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone.
House of the Rising Sun?
No.
Oh, my God. This is some bull crap list.
How about grunge? How about grunge music? What's
no, they wouldn't. Famous... They're not in the top 10 of all time.
Famous grunge band song.
Smells Like Teen Spirit?
Number 5, Jeff. You're on a roll.
No.
Here we go, Jeff.
No.
Jeff.
No.
If I was to find fruit in a field forever, who would sing a song about me?
Well, who knows? Is Carly Simon on the list?
No, Carly Simon's not on the list.
This is a crap list. I give up. I'm tapping out.
Tapping out. All right.
This is just.
So Crow was dropping.
I don't have the chat open here. Let me see what.
No, you're fine. But what he said at the end there, Michael Jackson ? I was absolutely shocked, Crow, to find out that there was no Michael Jackson in the top 10. There is your top 10 of the Rolling Stone top 500 songs of all time.
Oh yeah, the Beatles. I should have said the Beatles.
Yep,
How is Led Zeppelin? How is? Yeah, that was my question. What's the criteria? Like,
yeah,
you know, every list has Stairway and Hotel California at the top. Like, how are they? You know, I should have said I was thinking the Beatles. I was not thinking. I didn't even know what number 10 is. I have no idea. We need to rename this to Stop Says Jeff and Co. Never Listen. Yeah, no kidding. And if I had said the Beatles, I would not have picked that song. Public
Enemy. So here we go. More on how we made this. Voters were asked to submit ranked ballots listing their 50 favorite songs of all time. The votes were tabulated with the highest ranked song on each list receiving 300 points, second highest 290, and so on down to 44 points for number 50. More than 4,000 songs received at least one vote. So they took, they took writers from the Rolling Stone and then pulled them on their favorite songs of all time, and then gave a point total to first, second, whatever, and then tallied all those up. So Aretha Franklin was number 1. Missy Elliott, newest Rock and Roll Hall of Fame member. Get your freak on at number 8, Jeff. Get your freak on. Get your freak on. Get your freak on.
I don't even know what number 10 is. Is that a spelling mistake?
Hey ya. Hey ya. Come on, Jeff. Man.
No. Got nothing. I got nothing. No.
What's
Where was Stairway?
What's going
Can you do
on?
it? Can you
Hey,
do
I am with you. You want to know where it is? I'll tell you where it was.
Can you do a
Jeff.
Control F and can you search the thing for Stairway?
So we're just going. I mean, there's 500 songs on this list. So I mean, it's quite the list. But let's see what.
Control F, type in Stairway, and look for it.
There's a search thing.
There's a search thing. Oh, there's a search thing. Isn't that nice, Crow?
There's a search thing. Here we go. Stairway.
I should have said Beatles, but if you had said what song, I would not have. I would have picked. It's not even a Beatles song. I would have picked Imagine, which is really just what's his face.
Oh, I don't know, Jeff. It didn't work. Control F didn't work.
No. But you said it had a search thing.
It did, but it was for the website, not for this stupid article.
No.
All
right, don't worry about it.
Let's see. Billie Jean was number 44 by Michael Jackson. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Redemption Song, number 42. Jimi Hendrix, All Along the Watchtower, number 40.
Purple Haze would not be happy with that.
Prince and the Revolution, When Doves Cry, 37. White Stripes, Seven Nation Army, 36. Papa's Got a Brand New Bag, James Brown, 34. Let's see. Rolling Stones, I Can't Get No Satisfaction, 31. Let's see. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, 27.
Good one.
The Beatles, Day in a Life, 24. David Bowie, Heroes, 23. John Lennon, Imagine, number 19. Purple Rain, number 18. Queen, Bohemian Rhapsody, number 17. I Want to Hold Your Hand by the Beatles, 15. Rolling Stones, Give Me Shelter, 13. So it's not even in the top 50, Jeff.
Some crap list.
Not even in the top 50. Wow. The search, this little scrolly thing for the list is kind of cool, but it's just backwards.
Can you hold on a second, Ryzak?
Oh yeah.
Can you just hold on?
Oh, I'm right here.
I know, just hold on, Ryzak. I'm gonna go with Aretha Franklin, Respect. I'm going to go with number 2. I'm going to say is Public Enemy, Fight the Power. 3, I'm guessing, let's go Sam Cooke, The Change Is Going to Come. Number 4, I'm guessing, let's go Bob Dylan, Like a Rolling Stone. Okay. My 5th guest, I'm going to go with Nirvana, Smells Like Teen Spirit. Okay, there we go. Sorry.
Am I back? Am I unmuted? Hey, so I found it. Stairway to Heaven, number 61.
Oh God. we were doing something in Fortnite, and I in the middle of the stream, and I switched over so I could do an introduction to a video that's going to come out at some point. He's making content in the middle of his stream.
Hey, making content while making content.
The
Beach Boys.
I'm going to slice that all together to make it sound impressive. I'm going to slice that all together to make it sound.
So Good Vibrations is better than Stairway to Heaven. I just want you to know that.
Oh, I thought Ronnie Slusher would have said Scott Norwood sent him here if he was going.
We're not supposed to talk about kicker jinx. Not supposed to talk about kicker jinx.
Right. Welcome, YouTube playables. Ron Slusher. We should have him on the show to do a face reveal and talk about YouTube playables. We should.
There you go.
That's what we should do.
That'll work for you.
That's what we should do.
Let's see.
Maybe not next Sunday, the Sunday after when the 49ers are out of the playoffs. Maybe.
The 49ers are going to the Super Bowl, at least according to your Canadian TV affiliate.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah.
There you go. I just gave you the list, so have fun with it. Enjoy it. Top 500 songs of all time from 2021 as per the Rolling Stone. Maybe that's why they're losing their partnership with Twitch. I don't know, because they don't know how to pick songs.
Maybe. That might be.
I mean, I like all of these songs, but, you know, Again, like any of these lists, you asked
All
the
right,
question already. What's the criteria?
number one is fine. I don't. Okay, number 4, 5, sure. I'm not even sure that's my favorite Marvin Gaye song or Beatles song.
Right. It's
I
not
don't
my
know.
favorite Beatles
Number
song.
8 and 10, Fleetwood Mac Dreams. Maybe. I don't know. Do I have a favorite?
There's other Fleetwood Mac songs that I would choose over that.
Yeah, probably.
I don't know.
I don't know.
It's what it is. That's the list.
Apparently.
Jeffy?
Ryzak,
friend. Thank you very much
glad you're back home safe.
Well, thanks for holding down the story finding as you typically do, but especially with me gone for half of this week, it was nice to come back and just be able to bam. So appreciate that. We've got the Final Four of NFL next weekend, so
that'll be lit. That's next week's lead story. Rolling Stone staff laid off because their 500 list was crap
from 2 years ago. It's just now catching up to.
It's just now catching up to them.
Oh my God, it's 24.
3 years ago, you published a crappy list.
I still type 23 when I'm doing stuff. I have to go back and correct.
You still write 23 on your checks? Yeah, do you still write 23 on your checks?
I don't write checks, Jeff.
Oh, okay.
I only cash them.
There you go.
What are you up to this week? What do you guys? You did Red Dead again last week?
We're doing it again this week.
Nice,
because it is so much fun. Red Dead. It's just, yeah. So we're doing Red Dead Call to Arms, and then I'm not sure what we're doing Wednesday. Some sort of community game. If you're around Wednesday and you wanted to shoot up, you wanted to play your little Pal World, you could talk me into that, or we could do something else. And then back to some more Friday. We'll be back some more retro and sponsored Saturday, and back here again. So yeah, fun times.
Nice. Yeah,
fun times.
Get back to work. Get things going.
I got to take my dad to an appointment, so I'm taking tomorrow off.
Oh, well, that'll be nice. Got
to take my dad to get that prostate checked because we saw it a few months ago and it was all enlarged. So.
But not because I'm going to get my dad's prostate checked. So
you can take my dad if you'd like.
So. I don't think he would want me to take him, Jeff. We'd have too much fun.
Well, Ron, thanks for stopping in. Crow, as always. We had Jim, we had CMG, we had the Purple Haze, we had the Pipers. We didn't have Ray, though. Ray will have to catch up on the VOD.
Yeah, he's too busy celebrating the 49ers win still.
Yeah, I'm sure he talked about it on his stream last night. I was just gaming. I wasn't actually. Oh, of course, can't forget Reed. Can't forget the great Reed Stockman. Cannot forget about him.
Oh, Bruce.
And Bruce Campbell waving at the front. That's right.
Campbell, yes.
That's right. So, yep. And so you're going to go play at Pal World now? You're going to go log in and play 3 or 4 hours of Pal World?
No, I got to wake up and take my son to school in the morning, so I don't think I'm going to be
so what I hear is he's going to be playing Pal World until he has to take his son to school. That's what I just heard. That is, folks, that's what I just heard.
I might.
That's what I heard.
Not.
There you go. All right.
I'm telling you, everyone. Getting old sucks, man. I feel so sore after snowboarding. I'm sitting there, I'm looking at people while I'm doing this, and I'm like making all these grunts, like trying to get myself up. I'm just like, man, this is horrible. Like, who am I? Like, what have I become? Goddamn Stadia. I blame Stadia.
You become me. You become me. I love it.
Bye, everybody.
Good night.